New tonight, masks are now mandatory for inmates and officers at the 3 facilities run by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Now, officers patrolling the streets, they are not required to wear the mask. JSO announced that all of its nearly 3,000 inmates in its facilities have now been tested for COVID-19. 178 have tested positive. Kaylee Tracy is on your side tonight, live outside the jail where this outbreak started. So, Kaylee, do we know if all of the test results have come back yet for those inmates?
Well, Heather, a spokesperson for JSO tells me he isn't sure about the status of those results right now, where they stand on those results. He tells me the Department of Health, that's who has been administering these tests for the inmates. They have provided the number of tests conducted each day, the number of positive results, and the number of inmates who have refused that test, but have not provided the number of results that have actually come back. Now, this all comes as the state attorney's office here in Jacksonville is hoping to release at least 200 inmates due to COVID-19 concerns.
Social distancing, washing your hands, basic hygiene, some of those things just can't be accomplished in a jail environment.
Defense attorney Andrew Botterud says stopping the spread of COVID-19 is even harder in jail.
Because of the close quarters that all these inmates are in. They can't social distance.
Which is why he says he's on board with the public defender and state attorney's office's plan to release at least 200 nonviolent offenders to reduce the jail population.
This is absolutely not a get out of jail free card.
State Attorney Melissa Nelson says they'll review all misdemeanors, second-degree drug charges, dealing in stolen property cases, and third-degree felonies, with the exception of possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, aggravated assaults, sex crimes, and third-degree battery charges. This comes after the state attorney's office says about 500 nonviolent offenders were released from March through the end of June due to COVID-19 concerns before the outbreak.
Just makes sense in the middle of a pandemic that the inmates who can be released should be released.
City officials say they're working on a plan using money from the CARES Act that could provide temporary housing for those released, putting them in a hotel to quarantine. And Botterud says if the inmates who have COVID-19 in the facilities get severely sick or die, it could affect you.
It's conceivable to me that the sheriff's office could be held liable. And of course, the sheriff's office is part of the consolidated city of Jacksonville, and so it becomes a taxpayer liability.
Some of those prosecutors in the state attorney's office that are reviewing those cases, they themselves have actually tested positive. It's caused the state attorney's office to move back to the phase 1 of their planning. That means 25% of the staff is allowed in the building right now. And as far as the masks go here at the jail and the 2 other facilities, JSO tells us the Department of Health has provided inmates as well as those officers in those facilities with masks. Reporting live outside JSO, Kaylee Tracy, First Coast News, on your side.